San Francisco's United States Mint was built in 1874. It is the oldest stone federal building on the West Coast and the oldest building in downtown San Francisco. And it is a National Historic Landmark. It was designed by architect Alfred Mullett, who designed buildings for the federal government in the 1860s and 70s. And he decided to design it in the Federal Greek Revival style. And it's also the last government building designed in that Federal Greek Revival style. By that time, in the 1860s and 70s, the federal government was moved on to the Second Empire style of architecture, which was much more ornate. But Mullett liked the clean, classical designs of classical architecture, and that is how he designed this building. If you walk along the outside of the building, you will see its beautiful classical revival style design. Especially in the front, you'll see the Greek classic portico, which is 6 Doric columns, 30 feet tall, supporting a peaked roof. And these columns are remarkable because they're not in pieces the way columns that large would normally be. These 30-foot tall columns are all one piece, and they were quarried and dressed in Vancouver, British Columbia, brought down here by ship, and then placed on the front of this building to hold a classic Greek pediment on top. And so the front of the building rather resembles a Grecian temple. It was meant to give a sense of strength, a sense of durability, a timeless sense, and in fact, that's what it does. If you look at the outside, you'll see the ground floor, the basement floor. The siding is made of granite, which was quarried and dressed here in California. Then above that, the building is sided in sandstone, and you'll also notice that the windows at one time had iron shutters across them, so at night they could completely shut off the building, protecting it from anyone trying to break in or from fire. This mint was so well constructed, so solidly constructed, that it was never robbed, never burglarized, no money was ever taken from anyone outside. San Francisco's mint was constructed in 1874, just a few years after an earthquake in 1868. So Mullett was aware of the common nature of earthquakes here on the West Coast, and he knew he had to build a very formidable structure. So he designed it to be one of the strongest buildings of that era. The concrete foundation of the building is over 5 feet thick. The walls of this 3-story building are over 3 feet thick and made of granite, sandstone, brick, and steel. When it was done, it was clearly one of the grandest buildings, certainly in this neighborhood, and in fact in all of San Francisco. And as a matter of fact, when this building shook in 1906 and in 1989, the building was not damaged at all. So he was very successful in that strong design. And the reason, of course, not only did he not want the building to topple down, but he knew that this building was going to have to hold up heavy equipment, coining equipment, smelting equipment, and so forth, and also tons and tons of gold and silver. So as you walk through the building, you'll see these incredibly thick walls with also very hardened vault doors to keep the gold and silver safe within it. One of the remarkable things about this building was the attention to detail that Alfred Mullett, the architect, took in designing it. Inside, you'll see beautiful ornamentation, down to even the brass door handles and door hinges, which he personally designed just for this building. And if you look at them, they're iron castings, brass castings with beautiful designs in them. Also the ceiling work, the crown moldings, all just done beautifully. And these were all custom made for the mint. There was nothing here that was bought at a generic hardware store. Everything was designed by Alfred Mullett, including the beautiful chandeliers and the beautiful lampposts on the exterior of the building, all designed and created especially just for this building. The original budget for the building was $1 million, probably about 20 or 30 million in today's money. But in fact, what they spent was about twice that amount. And it's easy to see how, in all of the beautiful detailing, down to the chandeliers, the light posts outside, again, all designed just for this building. The San Francisco Mint closed in 1937 when a new mint was built about a half a mile from here, a new modern mint, because by then this was no longer a state-of-the-art operation. But it did produce beautiful coins for almost 63 years.